Hey YouTubers, Glenda here. I want to tell y'all a cool story tonight about miraculous provision coming to me because I'm really excited about this. I've been kind of down lately. There's a lot of stuff going on. Family stuff, but also other stuff. But and I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks. I haven't really felt like talking to anybody because I'm in this water walk and I'm to the point now where I'm believing God for 100% of my provision. That's scary, y'all. The Lord told me in December 2008, after He gave me the visions of the famine that is coming to America, He spoke to me and He said, do not, this was after I'd been out of work for about a month. He said, do not go seeking a job when I have not told you to do so. He said, I will provide for you from this time forward so you can take my word to my people. And I said, okay, Lord. That was about 15 months ago. I've been out of work 16 months. My employment ran out the first week of February. So, I just found out my mom's going to have surgery. My mom's 83, going on 84. She's in Oklahoma, I'm in Texas. I'm very distraught about that. I'm very close to my mother. I don't like her having surgery at her age, but I don't have really anything to say about it, so, you know. So the combination of that and, you know, the financial end of this has really been freaking me out a little bit. And I had gone through all the money that I had the rest of February, and I was able to pay my rent on the 1st. But then I started telling God, I said, okay, my truck payment's due on the 7th. And I said, Lord, if this is you, if I heard you right, and I am not supposed to work, then you'll bring that truck payment. I have no idea how he's going to bring it. It's over $500. And, you know, one thing about a water walk or wilderness experiences, Satan always sends people to look down on you. Especially, you know, and even scold you. Especially if it's where God's told you not to work. You know, I've had people say, oh, that's not wisdom. I've had people say, those that don't work don't eat. And, you know, I've always worked. I started working when I was a teenager. And I've worked over 30 years, full-time, not counting the part-time. And I always found my security in my ability to work and make a living, even if I had to work more than one job or run a business on the side or whatever I had to do. So it doesn't feel natural to me not to work. And for people to, you know, say things like that is really hurtful when you're just trying to obey God, you know, because you already know that it's strange not to work. And I'm really not trained to teach or to preach or, you know, to do anything that I'm doing. I don't have any training to do this. I'm not anybody special. And I didn't ask for this. You know, I didn't ask to be, you know, sent someplace that I didn't want to live. I wanted to stay in Oklahoma with my family. I don't want to be sent someplace away from my mom and away from the people that I love and not have any income coming in. And it's been, that part of it's been really hard with people that just look at you like, okay, you're stupid, or something's wrong with you. I don't know if you're in front of it, it's not God, you know. So you think about all that, you know, when you can't see where the next thing's going to come from. All that stuff, you know, plays back in your head. You go, God, did I really hear from you? Please tell me I really heard from you. If I didn't hear from you, please tell me that. If I'm just stupid like they think I am, then I need to go get a job, and I'm running behind. So anyway, I've been going through all that the last week or so. One thing I know about God is what He orders, He pays for. And like an employer, if they authorize you to take a trip, they pay for your expenses for that trip. Well, God's the same way. If God authorizes you to move someplace, to do His work, to be in His will, He's going to pay for that. And so I've been really spending a lot of time in prayer and really spending a lot of time in the Word. And I was reminded through a book that a friend sent to me recently that we need to praise God in all things. And so I said, okay, God, I don't really understand what's going on. I don't know where the provision is. But I do believe that you're still God, and if you can part the Red Sea, then making my truck payment's not a big deal to you. It looks really big to me. It looks as big as the Red Sea to me, but it's not a big deal for you. And I said, I'm just going to believe you. And I'm going to believe that if you do not bring it, then that means that I'm out of your will. I need to go get a job and just, forget all this. Forget trying to teach, forget trying to mentor. I've missed it. So I'm walking across the street to the mailbox this afternoon, and I'm praying this again. I've prayed it like 100 times probably 200 or 300 times in the last week, because my truck payment's due on the 7th, and it's over $500. So it's, well, y'all know the chances, right? So I go get my mail, and I bring it inside, and going through it, and I got a bunch of junk mail, and I come to this one envelope. I meant to have it in here so I could hold it up and show it to y'all, but I open this envelope, there's a sheet of paper inside. I unfold the sheet, I'm like, what is this? And I unfold it, and there's a U.S. postal money order in there for $1,000. There is no return address on the envelope. There is no name on the money order. It's postmarked Tennessee. I only have about 3 friends on YouTube who have my address because they've sent me books or whatever before. I don't know anybody in Tennessee, y'all. Nobody. I looked up the address because there was an address on it. It's a post office in the middle of the forest. Because I wanted to at least send a thank you card, even if I didn't know their name. My mouth dropped all the way into my lap when I opened that envelope. You talk about do the hallelujah dance. I was there. And all I could say was, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you so much. You came through. Thank you. You confirmed it. Then I don't need to work right now. And I had been sitting there all morning spiffing up my resume just in case I had missed God and I needed to be working. And thinking about, maybe finding houses to clean or whatever, because I used to do that. And, when God takes you through the wilderness, or He puts you on a water walk like this where He speaks to you and tells you to step out of the boat and you don't know what's going to hold you up, He does it to establish you and to establish your testimony. But I want to say that it takes more than one person to make that testimony that glorifies God every time it's told. It takes the person who steps out of the boat, and it takes all the people who obey the voice of God and give to that person or sow into their ministry or encourage them or pray for them or all the things that people do to hold you up when you're in a water walk. It takes a whole lot of people to make one testimony, not one person, a lot of people. And God gets all the glory for it. And we're all sowing into His glory when we do it. But I just want to say to whoever did that, if you were watching this video, thank you from the bottom of my heart for obeying the voice of the Lord. I know that you have to be a person who has a true heart for God, because you did not put your name on the envelope. You did not put your name on the money order. You wanted God to get all of the glory, and He will. And He will greatly, greatly bless you for your obedience. And I thank you so much for doing that. Last month, there was a man that saw me on YouTube, and the Lord spoke to him to send me a tithe off of his income tax return. And that was how I made my truck payment last month. And the Lord spoke to him to begin to tithe to me. And He's going to do that as long as the Lord tells him to do that. And it's people like that that really cause the Lord to get glory in a water walk like this, because one person can't do it. It takes so many people to do this. When Elijah left the brook Cherith and he went into that town and the widow fed him, it took Elijah's obedience, but it also took the widow's obedience. And the widow was blessed. She was fed throughout the family because of her obedience. Because instead of having a cake made out of half the meal, she had a cake made out of a third of the meal because they shared with Elijah. Thank you to everybody who has prayed for me and encouraged me in this time. Parts of this water walk have been really hard, and right now has been a pretty tough time. And I just appreciate you so much. I prayed recently that God would send me books that had things in them I needed to learn. And He sent me books through 3 different people, and I was so amazed that He could do that, and so happy that He answered, because now I have books to read. And when you don't have any money, you can't you can't just go out and buy books. And I'm a real big book lover. So anyway, thank you to all of you, and for your encouragement, for your prayers, for being my friends, and for watching the videos. I'm going to make one more video tonight. I'm going to talk about my book and how my book and my calling came into existence. God bless you all.